let's jump into Brandon's masterclass.
Yeah.
He's always rolling anyway.
Yeah,
man. So
baby.
we always catch these first few moments without any thought of there being a recording happening. But dude, I'm fired up, man. When you're young and you're hungry and you're ambitious, I think you grossly underestimate what it really takes to get there and what the timetables really look like. Maybe you
Always.
But I remember when I was 20, I was like, oh, it's going to happen in a couple of years. It's going to be so easy. And don't get me wrong. I think, and you probably have a lot to say about this too, that it is visually looks easier to make it happen now because of the advent of social media and the advancements of being able to see success.
Yeah.
But the reality is that there's a lot more that goes into it that makes it come to fruition.
I mean, I think back when I was like 21, 22, where I wanted to be in like 3 or 4 years, and I didn't even get close to it. It took me like 8 years.
Exactly.
But it does get easier as you have more progress. You keep going down the path because you think about the more relationships, connections. I mean, even when I'm so 34, when I was 29, you knew me then. I had to start over. I lost everything. And so it was, for me, because I wasn't like just starting out, I started over, but I still had connections to go to. I still had my knowledge. I had a brand. And when I say start over, I didn't have any money. I lost all my money, but I had things to go to help me make money quicker. Because when I was younger, it was harder for me to make money because I didn't have enough value and reputation built up.
Right.
So it does come easier as you get older and you get more time down the path.
Yeah. Yeah. How far do you feel like you're at a hockey stick moment, or you are doing well now, but there's still an exponential gain coming down the road?
There's still an exponential gain, and I've noticed over the past 24 months that it's got much easier. Well, not much easier. It's got easier. There's still obstacles as you grow, but I do feel that I'm close to something even bigger. So like there's certain levels. Like in my world, there's certain people that know me, but then there's a level of people like, holy shit, that guy. And so I'm not that guy yet. I'm becoming that guy. And so I'm just staying on the path.
Yeah.
I'm following my own discipline plan. I'm making money. I'm helping people. I'm doing the right things in alignment. I'm not cutting corners. I see so many people out there cut corners, and I'm just doing in my lane. Yeah. Think about how hard a lot of people, they look at all the other influencers out there and they compare themselves. They're like, oh, I'm not like that. Dude, I just look at me and how can I beat me every day? How can I be the best me? Yeah. Forget the other shit. Because with social media, you see all this stuff. It's like, dude, I don't have enough followers. Yeah. But you can tomorrow buy followers. You can buy likes. You can buy views. I know influencers with a lot of followers that make no money because they don't know how to monetize it. That doesn't mean anything. You just need the right followers. You need the right offer. You need the right value to give. And again, going back to what am I going to talk about? Well, talk about things you like and then provide value, but also ask yourself, what do you want to be known for and who do you want to be known to? And then you speak to those people. And so a lot of people don't think through that. They see I give you the Jake Paul example. So Jake Paul, you see him now, he's a fighter, right? Well, before that, he did YouTube, which still does. Even before that, Bizarrevark. Jake Paul now is this whole nother level. I knew Jake Paul 6 years ago. I had him on my podcast show. I became friends with him. Jake came and I flew him out to Iowa. He spoke at my event. First ever keynote he gave was at my event. I got to know Jake. I haven't talked to him in probably 3 or 4 years. But Jake, people see this YouTube star. Hey, I'm not going to just become a YouTuber. What most people don't realize, I studied this kid. He made a video every day. It took him thousands of videos before people got to know him. Yeah. And then slowly, opportunity came. He reinvented himself. Like, I got to give a round of applause for that guy because he's really achieved something. But people see a guy like Jake Paul or a Logan Paul or you name any influencers. They'd be like, oh, I'm going to be like that in 2 or 3 years. Dude, that was a decade. And you know what? They worked harder than most people around them. And by the way, I guarantee you they lost a lot of friends along the way. Sure. Sacrifices. Yeah. People don't look at the sacrifices. Like I have my own sacrifices, my own fucked up problems in my own life that I don't need to share with everybody, but it's because I've been so focused on what I'm doing. So I don't know what the question was or a topic, but
I don't think, look, man, this is the beautiful part about where we're at right now, man. We're catching up at the same time we're recording, man. We haven't seen each other in some minutes now, but do you think Jake Paul always wanted to become a boxer? Do you think that was part of a master plan, or do you think that because he kept having evolving success, he realized like, oh, I like the
Well,
punch
most
thing.
people don't know Jake Paul and Logan Paul were state wrestlers.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, I didn't know that. Yeah,
they were really good wrestlers. You look it up. I think he talked about in his book, but Jake and Logan, I don't know if they were state like winners, but they went to state for wrestling. So they were already athletes.
Wow.
That's why people are like, oh, fighters. And when they went to fight and people are like, oh, they get their ass kicked. I'm like,
so
dude,
quick.
don't mess with a wrestler. I'm from Iowa. And so I don't think they set the intention where they're going to create these videos that I'm going to become a boxer one day. I think they just want to become entertainers. And I think two brothers going and doing their own thing, they fueled each other. Logan did his thing. Jake did his thing. They do it together. Like, it's such a unique duo. And now it just happens to be fighting.
Yeah.
I think they're both entertainers. They're both entrepreneurs. They're both driven to have massive success.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I don't think so. When they were 15 years old, they said, hey, I'm going to fight one day. I think they said, we're going to create video content.
Yeah, what's going to be the fastest path for us to get some I guess you could say, fame, right? And timing for them though probably helped though, brother. Like, think about that, right? I'm sure you have a strong take on that
when they got on,
right? Yeah, right. But then it was. I do believe that there was an era before. Who did I say this with? Timing makes a big difference. Oprah's not famous in today's world. I hate to break it to you, right? She's just not. She's not going to show up and start doing an Oprah TV show and being on network television and maybe even a podcast and become who she is today. It just so happened that at that time in her generation, she started, she executed, and it made sense. It worked. Many of the people that we know, I think about some of these bigger, more successful podcast platforms that kind of got in the jet stream in 2011, 12, 13. And like you said, followed the consistency path. And like the Pauls stayed at it. And then here they are a decade later and all that has taken off, right? So do you think that can still happen for somebody that chooses to start today in their journey of becoming an influencer or building a personal brand and getting in the next wave, right?
I think anything is possible with hard work. I think getting like a large amount of followers like they do, I mean, there's always ways, right? If I believe all social media platforms are real estate and eyeballs, and you're building brand reputation and footprints on these platforms. And so for me, I'll post all platforms. But then sometime one platform might come along and you might get in early. One of those people, you look at going back to Jake and Logan Paul, they got on Vine. And I think it was, I don't know if it was both of them did a video that like technically couldn't be done. Like the phone like dropped or whatever it did. And it became like the most viewed video on Vine, which kind of led them down the path. And then they went into Instagram and all the platforms. I think you could still do that today. If you stick with something long enough and you start becoming like known for something, and you don't need 1 million followers, you could have a couple hundred. But what if those couple hundred followers know you for something, and then one of those followers introduces you to another opportunity because they like you, and that takes you down a path where you start finding your groove and making money and success. That's why I'm a huge advocate of, you just need the right people to watch you. You just need to have a unique value and niche, and then you're going to bring opportunity to you, and then that's going to open up doors.
Sure. So you're saying that the game of social media is still wide open
100%
to capitalize on.
It's still wide open. And I think the more you can acquire likeness and trust now, the more money you'll make in the future. I'm spending more and more money on paid advertising because you can only reach so many people organically. I have a full-time editor, full-time social media person I'm talking with on a daily basis. I have a team that's doing ads with that. I'm spending a lot of money every single month on content. For one, I can now. I love the game and I enjoy doing it and love and help people. But two, I know after doing this for 10 years that there's deals I got that were from people that have been watching me for years. And then all of a sudden they were in a position to now hire me. If I can gain enough likeness and trust with enough people right now, it's going to be easier for me to make money 5 years from now, 10 years from now. So if you can acquire the likeness, acquire the eyeballs, and acquire the trust now, because I had a conversation with somebody the other day. Think of AI. So this is going down a rabbit hole now. So AI, now they have AI where there could be a Brandon T. Adams that is talking, but it's not actually me talking. It looks like me and everything else. So if everybody starts doing that, how do you know if you can trust that person? How can you know that that's the real person?
Right.
What if other people are just going to do this AI? Me as the authentic Brendan T. Adams, my like and trust is that I gained from people before AI really went mainstream is going to be valuable. So I look at it as now, it's the best time to start creating a lot of fucking content before it gets to that point.
Interesting. So you're saying the bots will take over eventually, so there won't be any distinguishing.
We'll all be
nature.
dead. We're fucked anyways. None of this will matter.
Wasn't that a Will Smith movie they made?
Yeah, I Am Legend.
iRobot? I
Am Legend.
Was it I Am Legend?
Or maybe, I Am Legend
iRobot, man.
and iRobot. There's two.
Yeah.
They're coming out with the second one.
That's, man. See, they were the pre-determining factors in forecasting the future of the world.
But go back to your question. So the question you asked is it too late? I think, okay, do you want to go start a podcast show? There's a million podcast shows out there, but if you have a really niche podcast show and you use that as a networking tool, that's valuable. You want to go start your own content YouTube show? Again, you only need the right people to view you. Just enjoy it for one thing. Don't do it and think I'm going to make a bunch of money. You need to really build that, what's the word? Pathway on it. It's not going to happen overnight. And so I think anything is possible, but you just got to have a little passion behind it. You got to enjoy it, but you got to stick with it. I mean, how many podcast shows have you done so far?
Well, we just started doing it consistently in 2023.
Okay, but
again, I'd have to go check the number. I think it's like 160, 70, something like that. 100 podcasts total.
100?
Over 100.
You know, on average, that most podcasters don't get beyond 15 podcast shows.
Yeah. Oh.
And so you already beat
fucking beyond average, baby.
The average, but also the fact that we're here in studio. If you would have said 50 podcast shows, it wouldn't have mattered. The fact that we're here in a studio, you're willing to invest time, money, and energy to create quality content.
Yeah.
And the experience that we have or other people you have in, something will come from that.
Sure.
Whether anybody listens to the show or not. And so, long story short, if you put the work in, if you enjoy what you're doing, try to master it and just stick with it, something will come from it.
Sure. You said earlier when we were driving over here, the identity that you were moving into as you continue to create and position yourself branding wise was evolving. And so I'm sure a lot of people out there that, look, this was funny. I always say this now because now I ain't playing now because I decided the podcast is never going to slow down. We're going to be consistent from here on out every day until most likely my son takes over or I fall off the face of the earth. But I realize that these episodes today makes me smile because they will get a lot of views in the future. When those people listen at high levels, Brandon.
Yeah.
When they are going to look at themselves as an entity and creating themselves into becoming a person that is a brand and has a personal brand and creates content. You were talking about recreating yourself and reinventing yourself so you can become known as this. I want to hear more about that process because I think a lot of people struggle with that where they put out a bunch of stuff on X and now they're like, oh, X isn't working as well. I want to try to become Y, but then they've got to completely turn a cruise ship, which seems like really fast. Sure, there's a lot of dynamics to that, right? To first establish an identity, figure out what you want to do. Like you said, what's the question? What do you want to be known for? How do you want to be showing up to the public? Like, I know there's a lot of little similar questions in there, but I figured I'd open that up for you just to have some fun with.
First off, I think it's important for somebody to stick with something. Because some people, they'll do something for a few months, change. I'll give you the example of my journey. 10 years ago, I was getting into crowdfunding. I was helping people raise money, Kickstarter, Indiegogo. I became known as a crowdfunding guy. I studied it. I did campaigns. And one of the strategies I did is I worked with influential people. So I helped John Lee Dumas raise $500,000 a month for a book. I helped Kevin Harrington raise money for a book. It was more of a crowdfunding launch, and not because they needed the money. It was a marketing platform. I helped all these different people raise money through crowdfunding. I was the crowdfunding expert. I was building my brand as a crowdfunding expert. So what did I do? I talked about crowdfunding. I wrote a book on crowdfunding. I did a podcast show on crowdfunding. I went on TV, and that was my brand. As I slowly transitioned, I realized I didn't want to be known as a crowdfunding expert anymore. So and by the way, I was interviewing people the whole time through my podcast, hundreds of interviews. So I was building connections and relationships. I slowly transitioned into the TV host and video production guy because what I learned is during crowdfunding, the key component to raising the money was the video that we created. We created a video on the landing page that told a story and got people captivating enough to give us money. But also in the paid ads that we did back then, we were driving people to a page to buy. And so once I realized that, okay, I'm like, hey, I want to do more video content, but also I had a desire to be in front of the camera. So I started doing the video stuff. And then what did I start doing? I changed the narrative. Instead of me talking about crowdfunding, I talked about video production. I did TV shows. I spent millions of dollars of my own money on video content. I immersed myself and I became known as the video guy. I had celebrities saying I was a video guy. I showed the world. So now here today, 2024, what we're seeing in the car is now looking where I want to be. There's certain things I won't do now because I don't want to be seen as an old guy, that guy before. I want to be seen to be real transparent. I'm doing more investments. We're investing in companies. We're advising companies. We're helping grow companies through capital. I want to be known as a prestigious investor. And where I really want to be is within 3 years, I want to be a shark on Shark Tank next to the other sharks investing in deals and the ultimate branding moment on a TV show seen as an investor. And so everything I do now, I'm still the video guy in marketing, but I am doing more talking and podcasting around investments, scaling companies. I'm doing speaking gigs around it. Everything I communicate to the world is around me as an entrepreneur. Yes, a TV producer, but I'm investing in content. I'm investing in businesses. I'm a part of IPOs. I'm a part of acquisitions, all things that make people know that I'm an investor. And now what does that do? It brings deal flow. People pitch me and I get the best opportunities and I get more clients and I get more investment opportunities that most people wouldn't get. And so long story short, you can pivot your brand. You can pivot your messaging. You can use that follower base you had before, just transition it. They already built like and trust with you. They may have known you for the crowdfunding guy, but now they know you for this. And I'm looking to where I'm going. So I'm speaking into the world where I want to be 3 years from now through my messaging. So think about that. Anybody listening, whatever you want to be known for, whatever your brand, ask yourself, what do you want to be known for? I want to be known as an investor, a business person, a guy that cares about people, helps people, and scales their company. And who do you want to be known to? Those are the two questions you ask yourself before you create content. And then once you know the answer, you go all in on that content.
What if people look at it though, as if like they want to be known as something, but then they don't necessarily have a way out? You know what I mean by what I'm asking there? It's almost like, hey,
I know what you mean.
I want to be known as the guy that makes, XYZ podcast, but they don't have any business sense and they just want to create. They don't know how to sell. They don't know how to make products. They don't know how to actually capitalize on all of that. Is there a value in that, or
find somebody that does know how to do that?
Yeah.
Do what you like and then find a partner. I mean, that's why you look at like Steve Jobs had Wozniak or any duo. I think if you just find somebody that is good at what you're not good at, whether you hire them or get them as a partner, I'm not good at everything. I can interview and I can talk all day, but there's a lot of back end shit I don't know how to do.
Well, I'll tell you funny. I mean, this is probably where I would have struggled the most in the past, where I didn't ever want to see. I think this is where I found out. I was talking to myself because I was driving somewhere this morning, and I was having a conversation with myself about the power of labels.
Yeah.
And so here we are in this world where the label of sales is pretty nasty for most people, and people are repulsed by this concept of sales, right? And here I was with this incredible skill, and as you know, I can do it at the highest level, and you can throw me in anywhere, and we'd have a deal coming together, figuring it out on the sales side.
Money Manny. Hey, I read your letters.
Yeah. That's right. See, the old lady got me in trouble there with that letter out there. And so I kind of avoided that whole concept of wanting to put sales content out, because for a while I was like, I don't want to be known as a sales guy. But then I realized the one thing that would probably, and is still, bringing me the most amount of money, if I maxed that out and I actually showed the world what I was doing and how I was capable of doing it, it would make me far wealthier than I would be as if I was trying to just do something I like. I love this. I like this. Do I love sales? I had to reposition it. reestablish what it meant to me. It's communication to me. It's connection. It's all these other things, right? But from that lens, Brandon, it could be difficult for somebody to be like, fuck, it's like, even me, I didn't want to go out and start making the sales content because I didn't want to be seen as that. But then I was like, well, you're basically shitting on the fact that you're really good at something and that you can help a lot of people with something. And so I say that in response to what you said there, where you do something you like, but what if you're fucking really good at something and you don't like it, but you just got to give it out there and
it could be
get her done.
But it also could be a component of your brand. Just because you talk about sales doesn't mean that's all that you're known for. You could talk about sales and also you have this podcast show. Right. And I'll give you an example. I don't let people started reaching out to me that didn't know me really. And they'd be like, oh, you make your money, you're a speaker. And it started to bother me because I'm like, I'm not a fucking speaker. Like I speak, but like, I don't want to be known as a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an investor and I help build and scale brands. I'm an entrepreneur. Like I don't want to be a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really talk about, hey, I say I'm speaking somewhere and I make the point to say, hey, I speak. My main way is investments. I actually took down, I can't remember. I think I took off my profile speaker because I got tired of it. But that was a message that I must have been portraying.
Mm-hmm.
So the market told me that. A good exercise is when you're meeting people and they follow you, ask them about what do you notice about my content or what do you think I do? Or,
that's good.
And then you get that feedback and it's like, interesting. Like I am always data mining from people around me and people like, even when I'm in the Uber or whatever it is, I ask questions because I'm curious. I want to get some data so then I can learn how to better create content, better articulate things.
I like that, man. That made me think a little bit about the feedback loop of questioning what you don't see because you're on the inside of it and you can't see outward the same way someone on the outward can see at you because they're looking at it differently. That's a mouthful right there, folks. Try to catch up with that one, but it makes a lot of sense if you slow it down.
Blow your mind.
Yeah. Didn't try to. All right, man, let's talk about what you do then from a investing, advising, business deal standpoint, because that stuff's all fascinating. Obviously, you're one of the lucky few that has arguably one of the greatest mentors ever in that space.
Thank you.
So I think that, I think we both value that understanding of a great mentor so well that we know that the contribution that has made to us is, it's priceless, one would say.
Is.
And so Kevin, for you, has obviously been around and teaching you a ton. So what has that transpired into for you, where you've now become your own individual investor and now looking at life and business through a different lens? Because I'm sure you didn't start off that way, right? You started off as like, I want an entrepreneur. I got a product. You had your Arctic stick, right? Was that right?
It was my invention.
Yeah, right. So you start there. You're not probably thinking about how to put deals together and advise companies and all this stuff, right? No. So kind of tell us about that genesis, because that's interesting to me.
Yeah, I just want to make money early on. I was an entrepreneur to make money. I didn't think I'd go into the other stuff. And my thing is find somebody who's already achieved what you want to achieve, get them as a mentor, and then figure out how to get into business with them. So Kevin Harrington, original Shark of Shark Tank, 2 seasons on Shark Tank. He's vested over 1,000 deals. He's taken 23 companies over 100 million. One of the biggest deals he was part of, founding board member of Celsius energy drink, from 10-cent stock to now, I think 180. I mean, it's split like 3 ways. $13 billion company. So I see all this. I hear the stories with him. We travel the world together, speaking in Vegas now. We're speaking this weekend. But I soaked up so much from him. And so it made me look differently about how I made money, how I leveraged talent and resources to make money while I sleep, how you put the right partnerships together and you get a piece of the deal, how you can get on a cap table without having to actually bring cash to the table, but also you just bring resources to the table, how you think about where you put your money, partnerships, dream team. These are all things I think about. And so you asked me, what do I do today? I build and scale brands, and I also invest in companies with either my own capital or collaborative capital, or my ability to raise money for the company to scale it. And then I get a piece of the upside. And so We have public companies that we're a part of that we helped as it went public. We have private companies. We have companies in AI space. We have telemedicine companies. We have, I have about 30 some investments. I'm now making probably 1 to 2 a month now, whether I'm putting my own money in or we're getting granted equity. And so that's what I do. On the building and scaling brands, we have a company called Accelerate Media Group where we have a whole team. We can do a video production, launch our podcast show. Heck, we can do a TV show, you name it. So we work with CEOs and founders in scaling their brand because I did it for now 14 years. I built my own brand. Now we help other people build brands. And that's actually that's a huge component in helping a company scale, because if you can build the brand of the CEO or founder, it'll actually elevate the company. Because think about, we're doing road shows and we're raising money. You look at Gary Vee, for example. He built out his brand of people hire VaynerMedia. We're doing road shows. We're raising money for a company. If the CEO has a brand built and he has like and trust online, people are going to be more likely to invest in that company. And so those two kind of combine with each other. And it's fun. I mean, we just recently invested in a consumer product fund called Cypress. It's got an energy drink in it, which fingers crossed is like a Celsius. It's got just other products within the fund. So we're raising money for a fund. We're helping the different companies within the fund. This shit's fun. I enjoy it. And we're helping people. Think about it. If those companies succeed, they're making money for everybody involved. We're all making money. We're doing good to the world. They're all doing good. I'm not going to invest in anything like a cigarette company or something that would make my health bad. We're investing in things that are making the world a better place, and we're getting returns in the process.
Talk to me about the shift that you had to go through mentally to understand and see that as a now new identity, right? Because, you know, when you're creating video content and you're doing crowdfunding and you're trying to make money, well, sure, you know, those are just, you know, we said it in the car a few minutes ago, kind of transactional things. And don't get me wrong, you got to build the business and put all the other instruments in place to do that. But were you apprehensive ever as far as like, you know, there were moments where you didn't believe that you were an advisor guy or that you were an investor guy?
Oh, yeah.
Or did you get pulled up into it by Kevin, who was like, let's go. And you're like, ooh, fucking just snapped into it. You're like, all right, here we go. We got to figure this out type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's days I still like look back and I question, because I'm around certain people that are just so high level, that I question, like, am I good enough or worthy enough? Because I mean, that's how you grow. You're around fucking giants, right? You're around people that made a shit ton of money and they had success, not just once, twice, multiple times. And when you're around that, you're bound to become successful. And now I've had multiple wins. One of the wins with Kevin is we did an event together. One of the things I do is host events and bring people together. And that's how we get our deal flow. We had an event that led from, we found a guy with an invention for a product called Peeps, an eyeglass cleaner. I think they call it Carbon Clean back then, now Peeps. It had done $500,000 of lifetime sales. The product now has done over 160 million. So that's one of the big deals I was part of with Kevin. And so when you see these kind of wins, you learn and you're bound to succeed. And every once in a while, imposter kicks in. I'm not good enough. Am I worthy enough to be a shark on Shark Tank? Am I worthy enough to be this? Fuck yeah, I am. You get these things in your head. I think we all do. If you say you don't, people are full of shit. We all sometimes get it. Sometimes I wake up and I'm just like, am I worthy? Am I successful? I'm not far enough ahead. And then reality kicks in. I say, fuck you, Brandon, you are. I go to the gym, I work out, I feel better. I'm like, okay, you're good. But when you have certain big wins, and I have them today, Manny, like even like in this podcast show and I'm speaking on stage, you have those moments where like, holy shit, okay, this is letting me know that I actually am where I wanted to be. And I'll give you an example. This was a year ago. It's in Vegas. And it's a fun story, by the way. So
didn't we see each other then?
Yeah. I
think we smoked a cigar then,
I think we smoked a cigar. Maybe. So Kevin and I came here.
Yeah.
Kevin spoke on stage at EXPCon. There was about 6,000 people and met some amazing people there. And literally as soon as he got off the stage, ran to the back door and we went into a limo that drove us to the airport where all the jets are. We walked on to the jet that we're on. Our client was flying us out there to Mexico. So we get on the jet and we go, okay, we got a 2-hour flight came in there talking business, and we're in the jet. And I'm first thinking like, dude, I'm in a jet now and I'm flying around the world and I'm with my ideal mentor, now business partner. And so we land in Mexico. And so we get out. And if you ever been on a jet, you get off tarmac, like you just literally throw your stuff on and they had a golf cart that picked us up. We drove to the main center. We get out. I call the number for the person picking us up because we're going to this big event. And the person says, hey, I'm here. And I'm like, no, you're not. I'm like, what color is your vehicle? It's a black Suburban. Where are you at? I'm out front. Like, what is going on? And I gave it to the guy next to us and he was speaking Spanish and said a few things. And he looked at us and he said, you guys have serious issues. You're in Los Cabos, not in Punta Mita. They flew us to the wrong city in Mexico. I don't know how it happened. I first thinking like, dude, it's somebody trying to ransom us, hijack us. And till this day, I don't know what happened. It wasn't our fault. Somebody made a mistake. The pilot, whoever it was, the jet flew us to Los Cabos, Mexico. We were supposed to be at a dinner that night in Punta Mita. And we went and ran to the pilot and them because they were going to go to their hotel in Los Cabos. We said, no, you're getting back on that jet and you're taking us to Punta Mita. So we get on the jet. We're flying. This is a moment where I'll get to. I'm on the jet. Kevin's in the back. He's taking a nap. It's like, hey, wake me up when we get there. I'm sitting there and the flight attendant gave me, I said, I'll have a tequila. I'm sitting there sipping on Don Julio tequila, looking out the window. And I just realized in that moment, holy shit, I'm here. I'm in a jet, 10,000 feet up, whatever it is. I'm drinking my tequila. I'm getting paid to be there. I'm making more money than I ever made. And I'm at the fucking top. And no, not the top. Like in that moment, I'm like, I'm at the top. Those are the kind of moments that make me realize, Brandon, you don't need that imposter syndrome. Like you fucking did it. And now it's just like, have fun and keep doing it.
Yeah.
And so those moments remind me that I am worthy.
Right.
And I am worthy to be where I'm at.
Yeah. How do you keep pushing the goalpost forward? It's like that whole, I get there and then it's, you want more. Do you find yourself trying to, I don't like the word balance, but I would say manage. It's an interesting question I'm going at right here, because obviously you said you have family and you got a lot going on here in this next couple of months.
Yeah.
You got your wife that wants your attention. We were talking about you charging more money for what you do.
Yeah.
And now, you're so young, you're 34, as you said, there's so much still ahead. How do you intend to keep solving those potential challenges while not compromising the goalpost of moving it forward and bigger and higher and taller and all that great stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I know the answer. I will open up and share some reasons. There's reasons why people become successful. And some of it stems back from their childhood. The reasons why they even want to be seen in life. For me, I've always had this issue of being seen, being worthy. It goes to a couple things that happened in my life. One was when I was a kid, I had a speech impediment. So I had a lisp and I couldn't speak like everybody else. And so I got bullied. And for me, I wanted to be like everybody else. I didn't fit in. And so I would speak in front of the mirror. Eventually, I lost my lisp. There was other things where I was seeking attention from my father in life. He worked a lot, but he spent time with me. But there was these little things that happened to me that I always wanted to prove something to somebody to show that I was worthy, making money, winning awards, all this. And so this has been almost a vicious cycle my whole life. So nothing's ever been enough. Some of the most successful people are never satisfied. And that's why they keep going. But the sad part of that is if they can't manage it or put it somewhat in control, they will never actually be satisfied. And so that is part of that is me. Like I'm always striving to like next. I've done a lot of work on myself where I'm much better. Going back to the family thing. I don't know. Like I have no kids. I love my wife. I make sacrifices. There's obstacles in the marriage sometimes.
I gotta jump in on the kids thing. I don't want to let that run by us. Yeah. Are you still going to stay without kids, or do you want to have kids eventually?
I have no intention for kids.
No, still.
We have our niece and nephew, Jackson and Jordan. Jackson is Let me correct this. He's 5. I think he's 5. Yeah, 5. And Jordan's 12. She's growing up. They're the closest thing I have to kids. I love them dearly. I do a lot of stuff to show them what's possible. I work to teach them things around sales and money and stuff. But no, I don't have my own kids. And I purposely, for me, when I say maybe I'm selfish in this, I do know, and people listening might now like reach out to me and be like, no, you're wrong. This is a different perspective, because I have friends who have kids. You have a kid, and they say it motivates them more than ever to like have success for their children. Then there's a side of when you have a kid, there's a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
Like you no longer can just be you. You have to take care of this other human.
Yep.
And so for me, I didn't want to be the person that had a kid and then traveled all the time and didn't stop, because I will tell you, I'll be honest, I won't stop. Like I would have a nanny.
Yep.
I wouldn't be home that much. And so I don't want to be the absent father. So now I just know I'm not having kids.
But you have the ability to, now that you have money and you've made money, to hire that if you needed to, and to bring your kid along with you.
I could. Now the fucked up side is me thinking like I could do that, but then if I have the kid, then it's going to take my eye off the focus, even though I love the kid dearly.
Yeah.
Like I'm in such a lane right now. There is no part of me that wants to have a kid.
Yeah.
And I love kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd be an amazing father. But like, I am so focused on what I want. My kids are the businesses, the CEOs, business partners, everybody I work with. And I see my business partners, some of them, they have kids, and I see it takes a toll on them. I'm fucking selfish, man. Honestly, if you want to be like really good at something, and you talk to like the Olympic athletes, you talk to the people that made it in their industry, they will tell you they had to focus all their time and energy on that. It hurt their relationships, hurt with family. They had no lives in terms of outside of what they did. And some may say, is that good or bad? Well, if they became the best and they enjoyed it, was it worth it?
Yeah.
I think it would be, maybe, but it's just a trade-off. It's the price you have to pay.
Yeah.
Somebody said one more. Somebody said this the other day. They said to the person, like, hey, you became so known. Was it worth you now like have people that are coming to your doorstep, stalkers, because you're so known, and that like that's part of your life? And it was actually Hormozy said it.
Yeah.
And Hormozy said, the guy said, that's the price I have to pay for success.
I'm pretty sure he's talking about Tony, by the way.
Tony
Robbins.
I could see that.
Yeah. Because I'm pretty sure I saw that from before.
But you think about it. What's the price you're willing to pay?
Yeah.
Most people aren't willing to pay the price.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Sometimes I question, is it worth the price?
Sure. You can pay the price in many different ways though, man. So again, I don't think, I love this because I don't think there's rights or wrongs anymore. I think there's what works best for you.
Yeah.
Right? Like we have Lincoln now.
So cute.
I can't imagine life without Lincoln, to be honest with you, right? But I realize how much more full of an individual I am and what a net positive to society I am, because I have now figured out how to be a better partner in a relationship, right? Mm-hmm. Which is first that needed to happen. Then baby comes along and then you realize like, oh shit. Similar to you, by the way, you said it perfectly. I am also very selfish. And as a single child, incredibly hard to come off that. And especially when I met you, dude, it was the same thing, random chicks just having fun. But it wasn't like, I'm giving you my time. I'm not committing to you because why? Because we want to go conquer the world. But then it was like, I got this blessing. Katie came along and I was like fighting this urge to stay selfish and go conquer life still. And it's like, fuck, I don't want to let this one go.
I remember these combos.
Fucking hard, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But dude, looking back now, I'm like, I'm more full. And that allows me, and I'm fortunate because I have a phenomenal wife that loves the kid, wants to be with the kid, takes care of the kid, and doesn't want to get in my way at all. Mm-hmm. And it's like, go take care of business. And I'm like,
that's a beautiful thing.
It's fucking perfect, dude. It's like, and we go to Destiny, we can go to, what your purpose is, but I know that that's all part of how it was supposed to be set up for me, because there's big things in our family and we want to create next generational opportunities, and we want to, and Lincoln's that next line of Vargas, right? So it's like so many great things have come of that. So
that's exciting.
It's very exciting,
the legacy.
Man. Oh fuck, we were getting, and I was getting in the car to come pick you up, and they were actually going on a walk, and I was like, pretty soon he'll be coming to the studio with me, and he'll be able to sit in and just hang out and be a part of all
that.
This
That will be cool.
Yeah.
I can see him in the corner right now.
Yeah, just hanging out, man. Just hanging out.
Yeah.
So anyway, all of that said is, obviously you have a different vantage point, which I totally agree with. It's a lot going on out there in the world nowadays, man. And I think I heard Patrick Bet-David say it. He's like, all the wrong people are having kids. Not enough of the right people.
Yeah, I would be the right person to have a kid. Everybody says it.
Yeah.
But I just...
Yeah. So anyway, I want to keep planting little seeds. As you get wealthier and wealthier, bro, just hire. No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah. Take them with you, man. Take them with you.
This question you could ask me in 2 years, it might change, and I don't know. I guess I'm so focused on what I'm doing. I know clearly what I want. It's just a matter of I'm unsatisfied sometimes of I need to get there faster, but I think that's everybody.
So what do you want? I'm gonna hit you with it.
Yeah. First off, I am living my ultimate life right now
already.
I love the life.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now just kind of it's almost like, not bragging rights, but to say I did things. It's more personal to say I did it.
Right.
I don't need to prove shit to anybody anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I want my dad proud on that, but I want to show me what I can do. It's more wealth. The one recently is, yes, I want to be a shark on Shark Tank within 30 months. I want to, this would be ultimate. And Kevin comes back on and appears with me, and him and I are next to the other sharks, and we get to invest in deals together. Because the fun story of all this is the full circle. How I really got connected to Kevin and way back when is when I went to Iowa State University, and I graduated in 2012. My last year, whatever it was, I was getting a 1.68 GPA, failing out of school. And I was failing speech comp class, of all things, speech class. And I realized, I asked the teacher, how could I pass? He said, go to extra credit. I went to extra credit class with a guest speaker named Cactus Jack Behringer, famous inventor. And on the big screen, he showed videos. He led me to the book Think and Grow Rich, which changed my life. But he showed a speaker reel. He showed this video of him doing a deal on Shark Tank with Kevin Harrington and Barbara Corcoran for his product, the Body Jacket. They each put 90 grand in. And that day led me to eventually getting Jack as a mentor, and indirectly eventually got me to Kevin Harrington. And to see a full circle of this kid who was failing out of speech comp class in college at 20 years old to this guy at 36 years old, 16 years later, as a shark on Shark Tank next to the guy he saw while he was in class.
That's pretty
That's
neat.
a next level fucking thing. And why do I want it? I think it's cool and I just want it. So it's another kind of challenge for me. And just build out portfolios. I want a unicorn company. I want to be a part of $1 billion exit. I obviously wouldn't have all the equity. Typically, if I'm a part of a deal like that, if we start at the beginning, our company would have 5 to 15% of the company. And so I want to get a part of one of that because I think that would be cool. And enjoy ride. Yeah. Enjoy the ride and help people along the way. I love speaking to people. Again, I don't want to be known as a speaker, but I enjoy speaking. I'm speaking at Tampa University next week.
That's
I might be speaking back at Iowa State University. I'm speaking and sharing my wisdom in hopes to help people get way farther than I did in a shorter period of time.
And when you come in to speak now, are you speaking on the same brand development stuff, or are you talking more about updated investing? Like,
it just depends.
Do you control that more, or are you?
So if there's a stage with a bunch of influential people and it's more business wise, I want to control the narrative what I'm speaking about, because that is what really going to impact. Again, going back to the brand I want to be known for. Now, if there's like a university, like there's one next week I'm speaking to, they want me to talk about crowdfunding because their students are going on this crowdfunding endeavor. So I will talk about my story. I'll talk about how I invest in companies, but I will give them advice around crowdfunding because that's going to help the kids get what they want.
Sure.
I'll customize it to the audience. But a lot of it, if I want to be seen to the right people, it is talking about, hey, I'm building, scaling brands, helping companies, or investing in companies, because that message really kind of represents who I want to be.
I'm thinking about the Shark Tank path, man. I'm imagining that you've got a gateway there. Have you already mapped out how to make it happen? Like, do you actually know how to get on the show?
So I don't know exactly, but I'll say this. So I'm already talking about. So I got to be careful what I'm going to say here. So I'm already thinking through it all. Like I'm looking at investing in having certain sharks maybe being involved with events we're doing or getting on the radar, or engaging with the sharks in certain ways, or getting close to certain people in proximity. Now, there's a couple ways to look at this. Just being really like, why would somebody want Brennan T. Adams on Shark Tank? Why would they want him as a shark? Well, there's value to be created. Can I bring value in money? Can I bring value in eyeballs? Mm-hmm. Can I bring value in a unique niche and younger entrepreneur that's seen on the show that's great for viewers? What is that unique value? Maybe I can create 3 of those together and propose a unique plan that gets me as a shark on Shark Tank that makes them a lot more money. The question is, what do they want? My guess is the producer wants to make more money. The producer wants more reviews. They want more sponsors. They want more entertainment. So if I can bring all that to them in a unique way, why would they not want me on the show? Even if it was 2 or 3 episodes.
Right.
And so I'm thinking through that now. How can I approach it in the right ways to get exactly what I want and give them what they want? So it's a win. It's a good business deal.
Didn't you do something not too dissimilar with Netflix, where your crazy ass went down there and tried to get them? And didn't you actually go to Netflix?
Yeah, that was so.
Or try to pitch your TV show. I love this stuff, by the way. This is how you do it.
I went to, so we created the show Success in Your City, a docuseries all around the question success. What is success? In 2018, I funded most of it with my own money, traveling the country, filming in different cities, many different amazing stories. We won some Emmys for the show. But when we got done, I didn't have a distribution deal when I filmed it. So build it and it will come. I funded the whole show because I believed in it. And then we went and pitched it. I couldn't get anybody at Netflix to want to talk to me, but also I had people that would pitch it, but they wanted to take what we shot and they wanted to focus the show more around Samantha and I, my wife, and reality side, like something that I didn't want to be represented online. I don't care how many people watch it. I didn't want to be seen as that because again, going back to the brand. And so I said no to those things and I said, fuck it. I'm going to go to Netflix and show up. And I even talked to some very known producer friends and asked their advice. And they said, well, it's very unlikely you're going to get in. But if you do, sell the sizzle, not the steak. The old saying is sell intriguing stuff, high level, get their attention. And then if they're interested, talk further. So what I did was Samantha and I, we had launched a book, which you know about, The Road to Success, which is about the show too. So we had a book around it. We had the show, everything else. We shipped to 4 executives in Netflix, spent a lot of money to ensure they had a sign for it. We sent written letters with thumb drives with a video from us. And then this kind of maybe went off the wrong way, but I sent written press release as if it was real. And it shows a picture of my wife and I, and it says, Netflix does deal and they're redefining success. And I wrote a whole article and obviously said it was a mock-up to give them an idea. And I sent this to them. And so I sent it 3 days before I arrived. I booked a flight. I was living in Minnesota at the time. I flew and I was on a plane. This is when I was like, fuck, what am I doing? So I'm on a plane to go to California. So Los Gatos was the one location. So I flew into I think I flew into San Francisco or something, got there like 1 a.m., drove 2 hours to stay with a friend in Los Gatos. And that next morning, I showed up to Netflix. I first go to Netflix. The place was under construction. I go to the other place. I showed up and I go in. My heart's beat. I'm like, dude, what am I going to do? And so I go to the front desk and as confident as can be, I say to them, and you walk in, by the way, there's all these Emmys and all this stuff. And I say, hey, my name is Brennan T. Adams. I'm here to see so-and-so. I had a specific name. And they said, do you have a meeting? I said, no, we don't have a meeting, but I sent them a package and they have my email. And they said, well, if you don't have a meeting scheduled, then I said, I traveled all across the country to get here. They have something. Can I just send them an email here right quick? And they're like, sure, you can. Within a minute, security came and he came up to me and dude, he just like thought I was probably gonna be a bad guy. He came up to me. He's like, hey, started walking me out of the building. And he asked for my ID and everything. And he's like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I created a show and I want to meet some people. He's like, you can't just show up. That's not how things work. And I thought to myself, well, how does it work? I mean, in business, like you do what you got to fucking do.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he escorted me out and I documented the whole journey. I didn't film when I went in because that would be like very disrespectful. So after I left, because I filmed right before I went in, hey, I'm going in, guys. And I posted all on social media. And then when I left, I recorded and I said, hey, I'm like, hey guys, I just got escorted out. I didn't get the connection, but I'm not giving up. And within, dude, so many people, tens of thousands of people were watching this. So many people reach out to me. Within 3 hours, I had people from networks reaching out. I had emails to the top executives. Like they like really wanted to help me. And then this is where the dark side came. So here I am, this guy trying to get his show going. I got put into a group where there was a bunch of these like actors, but it was like some women's group that hated on clearly Ben. And people started like trolling me and said, you piece of shit. Why would you go to Netflix? You're a stalker. What are you going to go shoot up a group? Like making me feel like I'm going to do something bad. They were saying so many mean comments. I wrote them in my book, by the way. I have dozens and dozens of comments of calling me a piece of shit, entitled white man going in to go pitch his show. Who would do this? Nobody would watch it. You're blackballed. That was another one. You're blackballed. You're fucked. Nobody's ever, they know who you are now. You're plastered in the thing. You're never going to get a deal. That night, I started thinking to myself, did I just make a mistake? And it really got to me at first. But then I realized like, I didn't. Like I overcame a fear because I knew if I didn't go, I knew that there was a very small chance I was going to meet him by Netflix. But I knew if I didn't do it, I would always wonder what if. And now to this day, people still bring up the Netflix story, which it'll be funny one day when I meet those guys. And it was worth it. I got so much attention. I got right contacts. It actually resulted in things. I never got the show on Netflix, but I don't care. We launched on Amazon Prime. Show is out. It's no longer on Prime. The show is actually, it's done now. I released it. We just decided to completely take the show down. It was a successful show. We got a book now from it. I learned a lot, but the Netflix journey really taught me that if you want to do something, just do it. And if it's not going to kill you, who cares?
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck what people say, whether they think you're a piece of shit or whatever. They're going to say that anyways. And I felt free, even though I didn't get my deal.
Right.
I did it.
Right.
And I think so many people, they always wonder what if in life. And that was one example of my life that I never wanted to be the what if. It started from doing the show. I traveled the country, did the show. People question me, why are you doing the show? Why are you spending $500,000 on a show? Why are you almost going bankrupt in the process? Because I believe in it. Why? I don't need a reason.
Right.
I did it. Got the show out, won some Emmys, did the book. I started finding success with it. People always question. I just did. You don't need other people's approval. You just need to do what you want to do.
I love that, man. Tell me about these characters again who were giving you shit. Who were they?
If you actually go down the post, you can still see them. It's in my book. People, they were random people. There was a group that I got put in that I guess they were Hollywood people.
How did they find out?
They said, this isn't how you do it in Hollywood. Oh, you're going to get blackballed. This is not how things work. I'm thinking to myself, I bet you're an actor.
A wannabe.
The wannabe.
Yeah, that doesn't have the
never
balls.
produced your own show. I produced multiple TV shows.
Yeah.
And now I'm a producer on other big shows that have got second seasons.
Yeah.
So like, dude, you say what you want to say and it is what it is. And then you know what? They'll never forget. And I'd love to meet this person one day. They changed my entire state of mind. All these comments in the book. And I'll have to, when I go back to the hotel where I always carry a book with me, I'll have to read it because I totally forgot exactly what it was. But I had all these mean comments. And then this one person said, I'm so sorry that people are saying these things about you. I think your show concept is amazing and I can't wait to watch it. And I'm praying for you.
Amazing.
And like that completely changed my state. And we as humans, why do we always focus on all the negative shit when you have that one person that tells you how valuable you are and how good you are? You just focus on all the other shit. Doesn't even mean anything.
No, dude, I know that you're full of intelligent ways, and it's just the beginning of that all, right? I mean, man, it's impressive to know that you're only in your early 30s doing all this great stuff, man. The best, I say, is yet to come, man. So
Amen.
Especially for tonight, brother. Let's get out of here in a few minutes. Last question, after you tell us where we can find you and what the best places are to stalk you, just kind of like you did Netflix.
Yeah.
You know, I want people to come chase you down. I want them crazies coming for you, man, because they're fans. They're fans on the other side.
Yeah.
There's good fans, there's bad fans, but they're fans, man, because they're crazy about you.
Yeah.
So
I love it.
Where can we find you? What can we do there? And then I'm going to ask you about this real quick.
Yeah. So I'm at Brandon T. Adams everywhere. Just go to my website or just check me out on social media at Brandon T. Adams. Send me a DM, follow me, and then watch my content. Let me know what you think about it.
Boom, baby. What does always on the grow mean to you, man?
Always on the grow means to me constantly challenging yourself to go out of your comfort zone and not plateauing. Because what I found in life, when you can learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable, you will always grow. And so always find ways to grow, and not just in money, grow in your personal life, in relationships, in your health and your wellness. If you can constantly always find ways to be on the grow, you're going to be a happier person.
Let's get it, man. I love it. Well, brother, we've got the best ahead of us tonight, man. Let's go get some.
Thank you, buddy.
Let's go get some food. Let's smoke a cigar. Let's have a non-alcoholic,
Boys not out. No,
non-alcoholic beverage. If for me, we're going to take Vegas down.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's go get it, man.
Let's do it.
Appreciate you, man.